Good morning, good morning. Welcome to In the Garden with Joyful Living. I am Kimberly Dixon. I'm going to take just a second to see if I can invite a few people to join. Because once again, it is not allowing me to tag people as I go live. So just taking an opportunity to invite some of the frequent watchers to join us this morning. So this doesn't look right. Okay. Good morning, Pamela. I was about to wonder if it was actually going live or not, because it's just been acting kooky lately. So how are you doing? Good morning, Celeste. While we wait for a few people to join us, I'm going to go ahead and give you ladies a tour of the garden this morning. So here are the zucchini that was on its last legs just a week ago. That one is recovering nicely, but still struggling because we've been getting a lot of rain, and again, that will make your plants rot. And I've been doing things to try to combat that. We'll see if it's ultimately successful or not. The petunias are doing well. You can see that solo cup. I've been feeding birds this morning. But this is one of the things I'm so ecstatic about. I hate I messed it up because I won't be able to eat these, but look at these little snow peas. You know, they are so delicious and sweet, but at the same time they're sitting on top of cement, so they might very well be toxic. So we will not be enjoying those. The muncher cucumbers are coming along nicely, but this straight 8 cucumber is getting down. So much so that it's walking over to visit with the muncher one. Roma tomato, Celeste, they calling you. They're getting ready. So as soon as they start turning red, I'll be contacting you. This raspberry bush doesn't look like much of a bush, but it's still in the dormant state for whatever reason. But I checked it and it's actually still alive, so I'm just gonna let it do what it does. And maybe because we've had unusually cool temperatures this May. So look at that. Let me back up. Look at that jalapeno pepper. She is just excited. So guys, let me know if y'all like jalapenos, because I'm certainly going to have plenty to share. And again, we have more mushrooms to indicate good soil and a little bit too wet right now. But luckily, it's going to be really warm over the next few days, so it'll help dry it out a bit. That's the red cayenne pepper. The Japanese eggplant is still doing beautifully. Cherry tomatoes, and as you can see, we've got one that is turning red there. I anticipate it will be ready to eat either tomorrow or Monday. Again, the snow peas with the little snow peas on there. They're so cute. Yes, I think vegetables are cute. Yellow banana pepper is growing nicely. I've been pinching back the fruit that started growing on it because I wanted the actual plant and the stem to get stronger. So I haven't allowed it to start fruiting yet. But look at that little surprise I got this morning. The ginger has sprouted. The rain beat that one up out of the dirt, but it's still okay. So that we've got ginger making its presence. I think that's a weed, but what I do is I let it grow until it's big enough for me to identify it, because sometimes when the wind blows, your plants will voluntarily reseed themselves somewhere else. And if it's a herb like sage or something of that nature, then I just move it to the butterfly garden instead of just plucking it out. So I'm going to let that grow a little bit more until I can identify what it is, because I've already moved some sage that voluntarily planted itself. That's a beautiful little flower that my sister Valerie gave me. It had beautiful blooms on it yesterday, but again, the hard rain beat them off yesterday. The dill is looking wonderful. So for the garden party, I'm going to be serving some of the cucumbers with dill from the garden, along with some of the other things, and fresh tomatoes and things of that nature. Red bell pepper. Of course, they're green right now. I thought I saw another one on here this morning, but oh, there it is. So those will be wonderful. And this is the actual green bell pepper. More zucchini, strawberry plant. I think something's got me, and it did. Something ate the strawberries. So I'm gonna have to construct something to protect those, because birds and squirrels love them and they will eat your harvest. Now that zucchini is looking beautiful. Still got lots of male flowers on it, which is fine. I'm just allowing it time to do what it's supposed to do. And your squash plants, zucchini, they're all gonna get their male flowers first, and then it'll start growing male and female flowers. Lettuce, I didn't eat any last week, and you see it's about to go to seed, but right now it's still okay. That's some arugula and romaine lettuce still growing. My bee balm is doing wonderful. That's my shade cloth. I took it down, but those days, good morning, Amanda. The days that it got really hot, I had my shade cloth up, so I just didn't put it back in the building, so it's still hanging in. There's another straight 8 cucumber. You see all of those flowers back there? We're going to have lots of cucumbers really soon. That's the watermelon plant that belongs to Laura Jones. I'll be delivering that hopefully sometime over the weekend, because as you can see, it's getting way too big for that cup. The asparagus is still doing well. And I noticed this morning that we have additional ones coming up. You see, that's another one coming up. There is one coming up. And then there's another one coming up back there. So the asparagus is doing well. Elephant ear plants that I'm going to give away, because I've already planted the ones I was given a lot of them, but I planted the ones that I'm going to use. Good morning, Mickey. But the rest of those I'm going to give away, because gardening ultimately is about sharing. So this morning, I want to take a moment to just talk to you about taking a sabbatical. So when we think of a sabbatical, we oftentimes, let me get a sip of water. Good morning, Tara. It's amazing. You always come on just when I'm about to talk about you. But it's amazing that we talk about sabbatical. When we think of a sabbatical, we think of a long trip, 30 days, 60 days, where we leave work, or we go on the trip of a lifetime to Alaska, or an Alaskan cruise, or we go to Africa or Australia, just anywhere. Or they can be a week long. But I want you to start thinking about a sabbatical in a different way. Good morning, Jerry. Because just on this past week, myself and Tara had the conversation about being able to recognize when it's time for you to step back a little bit. So today, what I'm actually talking about is taking a sabbatical from social media, taking a sabbatical from all the things in your life, because life is stressful. We get tired, we get burned out, and even if you've been on an extended vacation, they are wonderful, they are fun, you have all of these magical experiences, but then you come home and you're still tired. So today I just want to talk to you for being able to recognize the signs. Good morning, Darius. Recognize the signs when you need to take a sabbatical. So for me, feelings of overwhelm in my life, it shows up in my house before I feel it or see it anywhere else. Because I clean, and I clean regularly. But if I notice that I've got clutter, things sitting around, then I'm overwhelmed, and I know I need to step back from some of the activities I'm doing, because even though they may be fun and they may be adventuresome, it is still tiresome, and sometimes it feels like work. The very things that should be fun and refreshing to you start to feel like a chore. Then it's time to step back. So my Tara and myself, Tara does the Woosah Oasis, and I do the Joyful Living Garden. But there have been times when both of us have even stepped back from that for a season, because we recognize the signs of overwhelm in our life. So I remember years ago when I lived in an apartment and I was dating a trucker. And of course we had been dating for a while, and so he knew me very well. And in what I thought was a funny moment, I sent him a picture of the laundry piled up over the table and the kitchen. It was a little galley style kitchen, but it was dishes everywhere. And I sent it to him as a haha, look at the mess. He responded back to me saying, Kim, do I need to come home? Because he recognized that that wasn't me and that wasn't right. And that was when I first realized that that's how overwhelm shows up for me. When I start not being able to function, that's overwhelmed. So today, I want you to realize that it's okay to take a step back sometimes. It's okay to step back from social media. It's okay to step back, not quit. No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want you to ever quit, but you can step back from some things that you're doing in your business to refresh, rejuvenate, and re-inspire you, because we don't get anything done when we are burned out, overwhelmed, and exhausted. So today, I want you to give yourself permission to take care of you. So take that sabbatical, whether it is a day of leaving everything and everyone behind, because we have a whole lot of responsibilities, especially of us that are parents, with mothers and fathers, single parents. But even if you are a married parent and you're sharing the task with somebody, it's okay to tell your family, I need to take a day off. I need to take a few hours off and go do something that is going to refresh, invigorate, and re-inspire you to help you be the best you can be. Because when I'm tired, and this is just me personally, I can't speak for anybody else, but when I'm tired, my communication skills suffer. So that means that I might be a little bit more snappy with people. I might be a little bit more short-tempered. And I don't ever want to come at anybody like that. But luckily, I can recognize the signs in myself when I need to just step back for a minute. Don't quit and, just like, okay, I'm not going to do this business anymore. Because I easily could have done that with the pandemic, because Joyful Living with Kimberly Dixon suffered tremendously. But I didn't. I reorganized things, and now are going at it from a different angle. Just because things have changed and it's going to be different doesn't mean it can't still be successful. So today, guys, give yourself the permission that you need, and tell people no. Sometimes we have got to be, Amanda said, been there many days of being overwhelmed. Absolutely. We have got to learn how to tell people no in our lives, because we can be dog tired, barely making it, trying to do everything we can for our lives and our family. And when one of our friends or a loved one asks us to do something, we feel obligated to say yes when we know we don't have the bandwidth to do it. So then we either half do the job or feel resentful about doing it and feeling bitter. Guess what? That just adds to the overwhelm. So we've got to learn how to say no when it doesn't fit us. There is nothing wrong with telling people no. And if you feel like it's going to damage the relationship, tell them, no, I'm not available to do it this time, but maybe I can help you next time. That way it leaves the door open, and so that their feelings aren't hurt, and you let them know that I'm still supporting you. I just can't do it this time. I don't have the bandwidth to do it. You don't have to go into a whole lot of detail, because actually what's going on with you ain't really anybody else's business, unless it's someone you feel confident in sharing with them. So take that sabbatical. Step back from social media. There have been times when I didn't get on social media at all for weeks. Times when I didn't post a YouTube video. And everything in the world, every person who's on YouTube will tell you, post 5 videos a week. That's not realistic for my life. I work full time. I have a business. I have a child. And I like to sleep a few hours every night. So make yourself a priority and watch everything around you start to bloom. When you take care of you, you are in better position to take care of your life, your of the people in your life, and your business, all of those things. So make taking care of yourself a priority. And when you need to step back, when you're feeling overwhelmed, tired, exhausted, frustrated, don't feel guilty about stepping back. Step back for a minute. Step back for half a day, a week, whatever it is that you need. Step back for an entire season. In 2020, after that, my dad passed away in September. Usually for the first couple of years, I did in the Garden of Joyful Living year-round to show people that North Carolina has a really long growing season, and that there are things that you can still grow through the fall and winter in North Carolina in Zone 7B. But after Daddy died, it was such a blow. I didn't do anything for the fall or the winter. And I picked it back up in the spring of 2021. Took the entire season off because I knew I couldn't be any good to you if I was broken down. I needed that space, that time to grieve. And although there are still moments and days when I am still grieving, because it's a process. It's not over and done with just because the funeral is over with. It's a process. So there are days when I still may not be like, I can't do it today. But I've learned that if I take that break, if I step back, that when I come back stronger and better. So guys, that is all I have for you this morning. I came on a little bit early because me and my baby, we're gonna take a little sabbatical today. We're gonna run off to the North Carolina Zoo and look at some animals and enjoy the sunshine. So we're going to get ready and get on the road, but it's a leisure trip. I told him we're going to leave sometime this morning. Not in any kind of hurry. We're not going to get on the highway doing 100 miles per hour. We're just going to enjoy the experience. The ride, the animals, the trip home. We're going to stop whenever we want to stop. Ain't no plans. We're just flying, doing this day by the seat of our pants, just to enjoy the experience so that we don't feel burned out, tired, and just exhausted when we get home. Good morning, Angela. But if you don't get anything else from Joyful Living, in the Garden of Joyful Living, is Angela said, I enjoyed this. Thank you. Tara Henry said, yes, road trip. Yes, I love it just to get in the car. Put on some. I love that my little 13-year-old loves jazz. We'll put on some jazz, and I'll look over, and he's bobbing his little head, and I'm tapping the. Good morning, Phyllis. I am tapping the steering wheel, but it's just learning to enjoy the experience. That's a sabbatical in and of itself. Tara said, take pics, capture the moments. I absolutely will. I'll share the experience with you all. So, guys, enjoy this Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy time with your families. Honor the military, the soldiers that sacrifice their life, because we enjoy life in America. Is hard and it's difficult and it can be frustrating, but the one thing that I realize is that we live here better than most of the world. So don't take the sacrifices that military personnel have made so that you can be free, because freedom is not free. Somebody paid for it. So take a time to remember the soldiers that have given their life for this country on Monday. But on the weekend, enjoy the cookouts, enjoy the beach, enjoy the moments. take a sabbatical this weekend. Guys, I love you all so very much. Thank you for watching In the Garden with Joyful Living, and thank you for tuning in early because I came on early. See, I don't go by any kind of plans. This thing's supposed to be at 9 o'clock on Saturday, but if I got something to do or got something I want to do, I'll do it early, I'll do it late. I am enjoying life. I'm enjoying the experience. So guys, thank you for watching In the Garden with Tara. Say I sign off 12 times, and I do. Thank you for watching In the Garden with Joyful Living. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.